Hello, everyone. This is Tom Painter. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for being part of our world. We're so excited to have you here. As you know, my wife, LaDon, and I are the co-founders of the successandmoneyfoundation.org. We're a nonprofit educational foundation. We teach kids, teens, young adults, and adults, yes, you, about success and money because, well, you didn't learn it in school, and you're never going to learn it in school because that's not what they teach. You've got to learn it, and we want to be able to help you. Every one of you, every person you see, every person you meet have three things in common. They're all going to make, manage, and spend money their whole life. Now, money's not the end of anything. Money's not good. It's not evil. It's just easier to use money than it was to trade chickens back in the day. So everybody's going to play this game, the game of money. We're all playing the game of money. And some people don't think they're playing the game of money. They're hiding. I'm not playing the game. I'm not in that game. Well, guess what? You are. Every one of you are going to make, manage, and spend money. If you get money, you have to do one of two things with it. You've got to save it or spend it. You've got to save and invest it or spend and consume it. Everybody has the same thing. We're all playing in this big game. So if we're going to play the game, let's have some fun with it. Money's a game and games are fun. Finance is a game and games are fun. Small businesses is a game and games are fun. Investing is a game and games are fun. We're not curing cancer here. We're not being a doctor. We're not saving anybody's life. We're just helping you have a better life. The purpose of the foundation is to help you and your loved ones have a better life. That's the bottom line purpose. Now, how do we do that? Well, it's by providing free success and money classes for anyone, anywhere, for any age. This isn't for kids or teens. They're the benefactors. This is for you. We built this for you. Just the other day, I was getting my hair cut and talking to this little gal, sharp gal named Ashley. Well, she was in her early 30s. She was a single mother of two children, an 8-year-old and a 5-year-old. She was living in a camper trailer that was parked in the backyard of one of her friends. And she was not making enough money to survive. And I talked to her a little bit, and she says, well, she had a better kind of an abusive childhood growing up. She didn't have a good role model. Robert Allen says that good parents give their kids good memories. Bad parents give their kids bad memories. She did not have good memories. And she didn't have a good role model. And nobody taught her the game. Nobody taught her the rules. Nobody told her how it all worked, the simplicity of it and the fun of it. And she was in a bad way. So I simply talked to her and I said, well, she asked me what I do. I said, well, I'm the founder of the Success and Money Foundation. And we have all these wonderful classes to teach you about success and money. She goes, oh, that would be so great because no one ever taught me. And right there in the chair, as I was getting my hair cut, I simply pulled out my phone. I have my little referral link that every one of you have a referral link. Every one of you have a referral link. After you log in, just go over where it says your name, click on it, pull it down, and you can share free memberships with people. And I just texted it to her, copied it, texted it to her. And now she's on her way. Yesterday, I'm in the doctor's office and talking to two gals. And the one said, my dad taught me about this when I was young. I have an investment account. I have a Roth IRA. I have putting money aside. I know how to manage it. And where we work, they have a 401k. So we're taking advantage of that. So, I'm making extra money. I put money aside for my long term and I'm having it grow. Her partner, who was her supervisor, didn't have a clue. She didn't have that mentor. She didn't have that person that taught her the simplicity about success and money. Didn't know anything about it. Didn't know that they had this match program that for their retirement, and they could put all this money away and they could make it grow and they could have a better, secure future. She just didn't know. So guess what? Sitting in the doctor's office, I pull out my phone. I copy my link because it's just in my contacts. I just copied my link and I texted it to both of them. Now they're on their way. And I said to the supervisor, this gal next to you that is just a rookie, just getting started. She knows more about this than you do. You need to work with her and her team. She needs to be part of your world. And what I should have done was I should have had the person that had the Roth IRA that has a little bit further ahead, share her link with her so she could be part of her team and she could be more of a mentor for her. And then the doctor comes in and I'm talking to the doctor, and the doctor is a brand new doctor that I've got. And they start asking me questions about me and what I'm doing and health and everything else and what do I do. And we had a nice chat. And I told her, well, I'm part of this foundation. We teach kids, teens, young adults, and adults about success and money. She goes, oh, that'd be so great. My dad taught us a lot of stuff, but my kids aren't listening very much. I said, you know what? You probably just need another voice. They just need to hear it from another voice. She goes, absolutely right. Because if they hear it from another voice, then they'll buy into what I'm doing. So I pull out my phone with my doctor and I text her the link, and I says, you may not need this, but give this to your kids. This is how you share the wealth. This is how you share the wealth of free success money for anyone, anywhere. How do we change people's world? How do you change their direction? These gals, it was interesting because it was 4 women I was talking to. They control the world. Men think they do, but the men don't. The women really control the world. Yeah. Secrets. And money is a game and games are fun. Success is a game and games are fun. Investing is a game and games are fun. Health is a game and games are fun. So let's go have some fun. My wife and I have donated $3 million into the foundation, and our purpose is many things. But how do we measure our success? We measure our success when students start doing the things that we taught, because I was lucky. I had parents who taught me. My dad is 4 days older than Warren Buffett. I had my own Warren Buffett. Now, he didn't have the zeros behind and his net worth. They grew up was born during the Depression, was raised through World War II. Real tough growing up. Fell in love, started a family. They both only had one sibling and they wanted a big family. And well, there's 10 of us now. I'm number 7. I'm on the tail end. But that's what we learned. And I had some wonderful parents. And your job is to be a wonderful parent. Your job is to help your child have a better life. Now, there is a game. It's called the game of success and money. And there's all kinds of distractions. Everybody's yelling. Social media, there's clickbait everywhere. Everybody's talking about this or that or this or whatever. Why? To get your attention. Why? Because they want you to listen to them. Why? So they can make a little bit of money off of those posts, or they just think it's important. And everybody's talking to you. And everybody's confused. You're just confused. You know, you're hearing what's going on over here. You hear war. You hear what's going on in the financial markets and stuff like that. And these 2 gals were asking me about this yesterday. And I simply said, well, when the governments of the world stop printing money and stop being more in debt and start paying off everything, well, then you can have a different strategy. But until that happens, we're going to have inflation. And inflation hurts people and it helps people. And she looked at me like, what do you mean? I says, well, it's a 2-sided coin. Inflation is when the governments of the world can't pay their bills. So what do? They print more money. They print more money, and they do it, and they all do it. Not all of them, but a lot of them do it. And they borrow money from their citizens and other people. And that causes inflation. So if you own assets that go up in value, then we appreciate it. Real estate's going up in value. Stocks are going up in value. Now they might be the roller coaster. They might be going up, they might be going down. I hope they go down for a while because we want to buy more of it. The only thing I want it to do is I want it to be more valuable in 10 years from now or 20 years from now. But if stuff's on sale, buy it, invest in it. That's the time to do it. So money's a game and games are fun, and she's playing the game and you're all playing that game. And the game is very simple. It has to fit on the back of an envelope. You have to have such a simple system to get started that it fits on the back of an envelope. It has to be so simple you can explain it to your 5th grade child. And there's only 5 steps. And it's very, very simple. And then once you get that going, then you can add layers to it. You can add complexity to it. You can add all kinds of pieces on it. But this system is the same system for a 5-year-old, a 15-year-old, a 55-year-old. It doesn't matter who you are. It's the same system for Warren Buffett as it is for Jimmy Buffett. It's the same 5 steps. And I talk about this all the time because it's the foundation. And if you do these 5 steps, and then you start doing the nuances, then you start doing new things to it. Every day, you should be drawing out those 5 steps. Makes a peace sign. And every day you should say, how do I make more money? How do I make more money? How do I make more money with my job? How do I make more money with my businesses? That's step number 1. You have to learn how to make more money. You have to learn how to make more money because with inflation, it's more expensive to live. I was talking to a guy yesterday about real estate, and I told him my real estate doubled in 27 years, 3%. Three times 24 is 72. It took about 24 years for it to double. Now, the nice thing was I didn't have very much money in it, so my rate of return was massive. And then it's doubled again in the last 6 years because of what's going on in the world, which is pretty amazing. The rich are getting richer and the poor are getting poorer because the rich understand one thing that the poor don't. The rich know the 5 steps, and they're doing the 5 steps massively. And what they're doing is they're doing step number 4. Their money is making them more money. Now, most of you are just getting started. Most of you, this is brand new. And for most of you, it's probably going to affect your children more than it will you. We're going to help you have a better life, but our real goal is to help you have your children have a better life. My mom and dad helped us kids. What's more important, money, knowledge, or a good experience with money? Well, if I could have 2 out of 3, I would take the knowledge and a good experience with money. The money's naturally going to come if you play the game right. So what's the game? The game is step number 1. You have to learn how to make more money. There's only two major ways to do that. One is with your job. Your job is where you're going to make the most money in your lifetime. For most people, you need to figure out how to make more money in your lifetime. You need to learn how to make more money with your job. How you do that is you study successful people. How do they do it? You solve bigger problems. You look for problems. We solve bigger problems. We add more value. I'm more valuable than the next guy. As a result, I can get a premium price for my services. You need to be more valuable at your job. There's so many people right now that are doing the least amount that they can. Now, having owned some major businesses and employed thousands of people, and when the economy goes up or down and you have to right size or downsize or whatever, it all comes down to you talk to your staff and you say, well, who's the most valuable people we have? And those are the people we keep. You got to be more valuable. And you have to have a side business. You have to have a side business. You need a side business to create extra income and for tax benefits. But really, we need to create some extra income because you've got to figure out how to make more money. That's step number 1. Very simple. Number 2, you need to separate it. You need to keep track of it. You need to separate it into 3 groups, and you need to keep track of it. Now, why do you want to keep track of it? Now, I'm not saying down to the nickel, down to the penny. There's a whole program that we have called How to Manage Your Money on One Piece of Paper. And we just want to cash flow it, and we want to know where it goes. If you know where it's going, you're more likely to do much better with it. Now, if you use a credit card, you're going to spend more money naturally. If you pull money out of your pocket, 10s and 20s, and you have to use cash, it's painful, and you'll buy less stuff. The key is to know what's coming in and what's going out. Most people stick their head in the sand. I don't want to know the score of the game. I'm just in the game, and I'm just getting my butt kicked. Number 3, got to give some of it away. You got to give it away to help other people. Now, my wife does something for me because I love Christmas. I love the thought of Christmas. I love the meaning of Christmas. I do not like the commercialism of Christmas. All the Santa and sales and selling and everything else just irks me to death. But for what she does for me is that she puts up Christmas early. So yesterday she started putting up Christmas because of the meaning of Christmas, helping other people. You're going to earn, learn, and return in your lifetime. You're going to earn, learn, and return. I'm talking to a billionaire, Ray Dalio, a couple weeks ago. Ray Dalio's worth $17 billion. And I tell him that line. You're going to learn, earn, and return. And he goes, wow, that's great. That's exactly what I'd like to hear. Can I use that? because here's a guy that's a billionaire and he wants to help other people. And now he's got a new little slogan that he uses. So we're going to kick off the Make a Difference program. Now we do this most throughout the year. So we're going to start doing that again. We're going to have money available to help you to do number 3. If you need it, you don't need us. You don't need us. But if you do need us, then we're going to be doing the Make a Difference program. So start watching for that. That's going to start revving up again. Number 4, you automatically invest. This is the most important thing. If I only had 30 seconds with you in an elevator, I'd say learn how to make more money. And number 4 is to automatically invest it. And this is what I told those guys. The secret is simply figuring out how to get 10 to 20% of your income into step number 4 automatically. Well, I have a husband that spends all the money. Well, if you do this program and you get 10% of your income and get it into step number 4, which is automatically invest, automatically invest, automatically invest, give him cash, and whatever cash he has, he'll spend. If he has $100 in his pocket, he'll spend it. If he's got $200, he'll spend it. If you got $50, they'll spend it. Doesn't matter. Just get them that part of the money. The key on your investing is we're going to invest in the 500 biggest companies in America, the S&P 500. We're not going to day trade. We're not going to buy and sell. We're not going to do any of that stuff. Now, you might do a little bit of that if you want to have some fun. But the key is we're going to long-term invest in the 500 biggest companies in America. Or Berkshire Hathaway, Warren Buffett. Now, my wife and I are giving away our Berkshire Hathaway stock. We're giving our Buffett stock away. Why? Because we got a lot of it. And 2, we can change your world. But it all starts with your investment account. Now, the investment account is not about the money. It's about the thought process. Boom. When you start investing, when you start putting money away, when you start playing the game, your brain changes, your body changes, the way you think of things changes. Now you're playing the game. Games are fun. We're going to play the finance game, and the games are fun. Let's go play the game and have some fun. And when we win, we get perks. We get to have extra money that helps us to buy time. Money is not the root of evil. The love of money. Because the love of money is the root of evil. Money buys churches. Money puts people through school. Money builds medical centers. Money does a lot of great stuff. Money's neutral. If you have a lot of money and you're a great person, you have the ability to make a bigger impact. If you don't have, if you're a jerk and you have a lot of money, then you do bad stuff with your money. Your goal is to do good stuff with your money. And number 4 is the key, You need to start long-term investing. Now, again, I don't care if the stock goes up. I don't care if it goes down. If you don't like the roller coaster, get on the merry-go-round. Start bonds. You're going to loan and own. You're either going to loan money to somebody, which means you're putting money in the bank. When you put money in the bank, you're loaning money to the bank. When you loan money to a school to build a school, that's a bond. It's a bond between 2 people, and they're going to pay you back. You can loan money to corporations. You can loan money to governments, and it's steady. I'm going to give you 3%, and it's just steady. Boom. It's not going up or down. That's the merry-go-round, and there's nothing wrong with the merry-go-round if you like that. The other one's the roller coaster, and the roller coaster goes up and down. But you know what? It makes more money. Over a long period of time, it's going to make a lot higher rate of return. Now, some of you don't want to be on the roller coaster. Well, good. Go find a smaller roller coaster or go on the merry-go-round. And if you play the game long enough, you can sit around on the merry-go-round and just watch your money making a little bit of money and don't really care about it because you're in a position to be able to do that. You don't have to take any risk and you don't really want to ride the roller coaster. But when you're young, go have some fun. We took our kids to amusement park, the grandkids. I got a little 5-year-old that's just barely too short to be able to ride on some of the big rides, and she was ticked. She wanted to go with her older sisters on these big, crazy rides. I'm not going to touch that stuff. I actually rented a scooter because I didn't want to walk the park because I had 2 back surgeries, and it's hard for me to walk over long periods of time. That's the 5 steps. The 5th one is to save and spend. Now, a lot of people say, well, I'm a great saver. Well, that's wonderful, but you've got to do number 4. You've got to invest it. You got to get your money to work for you. And again, the money's going to go up. It's going to go down. I don't care. If it goes down, I'm actually grateful because I want to buy more. I want to accumulate more of it at a lower price. What I'm really worried, what I want is to know what it's going to be in 20 years from now. And again, as long as governments are keep printing money, stuff's going to be more expensive. It's going to appreciate. And so we appreciate it, and it's going to be worth more. least that's my belief. That's how I run my world. So number 5 is to spend, and spending's fun. And you can go use that, how to manage your money, on one piece of paper and have some fun with it. Let's have some fun with it. Let's see what we can buy for the money that we've got. Let's get it separated so that the husband and the wife can make this big decisions on big stuff, and then they can run their world. My father-in-law taught me very simply, says, we have a checking account, and there's things that I'm responsible for. I'm responsible for gas in the cars and pay these bills and whatever it is. And then my wife is responsible to do these other things, and they just split it up however they want to split it up. And he puts that money into her account, and then he does not talk to her about it. She gets to manage that money. It's hers to manage however she feels fit, because they're a team. I've got another friend that didn't do that. He micromanaged his wife and they got divorced. So you have to have these simple little systems to manage your money, and money's fun. Now, what does money do for you? Money buys time, and it buys shortcuts. You can get someplace faster. Better health. You can get better. You can get better food. You can get all kinds of things. That's all money does. So your goal is to be able to do that. Now, what's our goal of the foundation? Our goal is to improve your life, and improve your family's life, and your kids' life. That's the bottom line. My parents did that for me, and I'm going to do that for you. We have 3 missions. Mission number 1 is to provide financial rewards for students when they attend classes and share with others. They're putting this money in their investment account. Now, why an investment account? Because it changes your world. You want to separate it from your rest of your world. It goes into a separate account. And the goal is to be able to take and have that grow. Most of you around the world are going to use GoTrade. And when you open up a GoTrade account, you're going to need to fund it with a little bit. You're going to need to put a little bit of money into it. Probably when you open the account for the very first time, you need to put $5 in it. And then it's funded. Then you can invest in the S&P 500 and other things. If you open the account and don't do anything, then you need to put $10 in it. Now, why is this important? Well, because you need a funded account. You need a verified account. Before we can send you our stock, it's got to be verified. It's got to be a legitimate investment account. So that's why you need to do that. So you need to save up. You need to invest in your future. Don't wait around for me. Now, as we pay out and give some of our stock away, it has to go to a verified account. And you know what? This is the hardest thing for most people to do. The one thing that every adult's ever told me is they wish they would have started earlier. They wish they would have started saving and investing at an earlier age. Every adult's told me the same thing. I wish they would have started earlier. Well, this is your time to start. It's your time to start for your kids, because we want to get them in the game. Now, there's whole classes on that we got, and Daryl and I got some new stuff yesterday, and you're welcome to go there. You can simply, one of the things I want you to do is I want you to go to the start menu. You ever get lost, just go back to start and home. It's brand new little things that Jacob and Joshua created for us the other day. So in the left-hand corner of the website, it says home/start. We'll pull it down to quick start. And every shortcut you need is right there. That's how you do that. That's how you get that investment account open. You got to get the investment account open. You got to get it funded. It's got to be verified before we can send money to you. Before you even redeem, before you even ask for redemption, you got to have a verified account, because how else are we going to send stock to you if it's not a verified account? So that's why that's so important to do. Number 2 is we created a platform for schools, churches, charities, groups, and teams. Well, the platform is so that you can do this together. Now, what's so cool about how Jacob and Ethan and our team created this website is that when you enroll somebody, they're part of your team automatically. When you enroll somebody, they're part of your team. What's your job? Your job is to be a mentor. Your job is to be a cheerleader. Your job is to help them have a good experience with money. And when you enroll them, you are the enroller. And then your job is to do that. Now, the next thing is to help them go do the same thing. Now, when you help them, now you become the influencer. So you have somebody that enrolls a friend, great. And then if they go and enroll another person, then that new person becomes the enroller, and the original person is the influencer. And we are sending out money to your investment accounts when you do that. I could give the money to Zuckerberg and Facebook and everything else, but I'd rather give it to you. Why? Because what's our purpose? Our purpose is to have and give you a good experience with money. And you know what? It's tough. And that's what makes it great. If it was easy, everybody would do it and it wouldn't be great. And it's going to take some doing on your part. And you know what? Some of you have been dealt some crappy cards. In the game of life, you have some crappy cards. You're playing a game and you got some crappy cards. But guess what? You can trade your cards in. You go start a small business. You can take your old cards and get new cards. Your goal, you can trade the cards. And if you got crappy cards, don't just sit around and say, I got crappy cards. Well, hell, go play the game. Trade your cards in and get some new cards. That's key. Third mission is to help those in need. For every hour you're in class, the foundation is donating a pair of eyeglasses. Or we're feeding someone, or we're providing a gallon of clean water. We're doing number 3. What we teach is what we're doing. And we've helped thousands and thousands, hundreds of thousands of people. In September, we did our biggest project ever, where we did 90,000 pairs of eyeglasses and 100,000 food items that we assembled into smaller kits. And we raised 10,700 pounds of food to be able to give to some local food banks. So we're doing it. And you're going to help us do this, make a different stuff. So what are the 5 steps? And again, every day you say, how can I do number 1 more? How can I make more money at my job? How can I make more money with my small business? Number 2, how do I separate? How do I keep track of it? How do we have fun? I'm on the scoreboard. 3, who can I help? Who can I help? Doesn't have to be money. It can be something else. You just got to help somebody. It's a spiritual law and it's a business law. Those who give, get. Those who give, get. Number 4, automatically invest. Just take it right out of your world. You don't even think about it. So automatically. I set as much stuff in my world to automatically happen as possible. Pulling millions and millions and millions of dollars of investments and stuff like that. I automate the heck out of stuff because I want it to run. And then mission number 3 is to help other people. That's what we're doing. So have fun with it. So I'm so excited to have you here. I'm so grateful for you for making such a huge difference. We had a couple hundred new people that joined this week, which is great, which is awesome. We've had over 260 people go through the Earn While You Learn video. Now, why is that important? Well, because we know by looking at stats that students come in and either they go nuts and go through a lot of classes. The average student goes through about 10 hours of classes. Some students go through 300 hours of classes. Some students go to 0. So if we can get you to watch that first video, then we have a higher probability of getting you hooked. And learning's fun. You need to learn. You need to learn new rules to the game. You need to learn new shortcuts. So that's why we do what we do. So we're so grateful for every one of you. You're making a huge difference. You're making a difference. You're making it happen. And I'm grateful for every one of you. And it's happening. You're seeing it. And you know what? When you drop a ripple, when you drop a little stone out in the middle of a calm little pond, it has little ripples. And if you can take and go above it, like in a drone or something, and watch that little ripple, well, it's going to take a little while, but it's going to go all the way to shore. And you can only connect the dots going backwards. And the ripples you're making either good ripples or bad ripples. You're making good influence or bad influence. You're helping people or you're hurting people. Or you're not doing anything. And if you're not doing anything, you're hurting them because you didn't help them. You could have helped them. You got to open your mouth. Share your link. Help other people. Be their cheerleader. Help them have a good experience with money. Teach them how to play the game. Teach them how the right way to shoot the ball. Games are fun. Money's fun. The foundation is fun. Make a difference. Make it happen. And remember that every life is precious. We're going to say goodbye to friends from around the world. We're going to come right back and we're going to talk about all the successful students this week. And we're going to give away some more stock. Thanks for watching.